Hi everyone, it's Nat here. Hope you're all doing well. So I just wanted to come on with a bit of a show and tell of my first two projects that I completed for Aunty Vera Scrap and Craft this month. Now I was unable to do process videos at the time, so I thought I'd just come on and show what I made. The blog's been up for a while, so you might have seen them on the blog, but for those of you who don't necessarily follow the blog, I thought I'd do a video to show all my subbies. So the first project I did was I decided to do something that would be fun for families who were stuck inside over Easter. And the products that I used were, I grabbed these, they've sort of gone everywhere, Lawn Fawn outside in Easter egg stackable dies. So as you can see, it's got 1, 2, 4 different sizes of dies that you can cut Easter egg shapes with. And they've also got the stitching around the edges, which is really cool. So I had heaps of fun cutting a whole lot of those out. Now I cut some onto, I've got green cardstock there, and I put two together, like a big one for the outside and then a little one on the inside to cut out a sort of border for one of the things that I made. And then I cut a whole heap out on white cardstock. And then I set about using I've got satin paints that I got from Kmart, real cheapos, and I did 2 coats, that's one out of the green, and I painted them all. So they were beautiful colours. Really nice and bright and cheerful. And then I also painted some of just some white cardstock with strips of colour and used some of my little punches that I have to punch a whole lot of shapes out. So flowers, butterflies, circles, all that sort of thing. And then I set about decorating a whole lot of my eggs. So this would be a heaps good one to do with young kids. And if you don't have coloured cardstock, it just goes to show you can just use your white paper or cardstock. So these are ones that I've painted, and then I went and decorated with my little punched out bits. Love that one. Now the little bunny in the grass there came from this, which is your IO die set. So you get the little tufts of grass plus all these little tiny bunnies in different poses, which is so cute. So I had to grab that, and I cut. Didn't take long actually to cut that many out, so I've got enough there for a few Easters, but they're so much fun to work with. So all these products that I'm showing you from Aunty Vera that I used are all the ones, they're on sale at the moment. So if you're interested in them, go and check them out now because it's the best time to get them. So yes, that's how I did the little tufts of grass and the little rabbit sitting up there. And the Happy Easter just came from a tag that I got out of, I think at Aldi. I bought a pack of Easter gift bags, and they had these little tags in them, so I cut that out because the colour suited really well. Stuck together, that one. Now this was a bit of a disaster. I tried my liquid pearls. Looks alright, but I'm not very good with them. I had another disaster with them today actually, but that story's for another time. Now this egg I decorated with the paper. Now this is grease-proof paper that I used underneath my eggs when I was painting them. And so they're all the different colours of the satin paint. So I really loved the colours on there, so I actually die cut some of the grease-proof paper as well, and covered one of the eggs like that as well. So like all of these I did thinking that I'll be able to use them as tags and tuck spots and that in a journal that I might make in the future. And then I used some napkin and did a couple covered in some nice spring napkin. So it just goes to show there's a lot of different ways that you can use the egg die cuts and embellish them. Did that one just with some ribbons that I have. And then some of the littler ones. Now this one's just done with some gel pen. Those dots come just from a single hole punch. Another one with, now the washi tape there is another one of the Aunty Vera products that should be on sale for this month as well. So it's grass and it has little Easter eggs and flowers in it. It's really cute. So I used some of that on the bottom of that egg with the bunny. And I just used a white gel pen to do a little white tail. And then black for the eye. And then a bit of ribbon. That's another one with my liquid pearls. And then what I thought I'd do is use some of my white cardstock, and I left a bit of it, like when I die cut them, I left this edge free from the die so that I got a card. So I didn't explain that one too well, so I'll show you what I mean. So I used this big die. And I had a piece of cardstock. I'll just grab a piece of paper for now. So I folded my cardstock in half. And then when I put the die on, I left one of the edges off a bit. And that way it didn't cut where the fold is in the paper. Would have been like that. If you can see on the other side, just hanging out a bit. And that's how I made little cards with the die. So I made this one, which I absolutely love. Now they don't stand up because of the shape, so you could put a base on them, which would look really cool. Or I was thinking of punching a hole in the top and having them as tags that you can undo and then open up and see the message on the inside. Again, there are two of the beautiful bunnies, such cute poses. One of my little painted eggs, some of the washi tape, Aunty Vera's washi tape in the background there, the tufts of grass, and then I finished it off with some of the Santoro ribbon, which was also one of my chosen products for the month, the leaf ribbon. So go and check that out, should be discounted for this month. And then the last card I made was this one. Now this is the first time I've ever used texture paste, and it was so easy. You know, if I can do it, then anyone can. So I've tried doing gesso through a stencil and that was a bit of a mess, but this worked out so easy. So basically I used this paper on the background is one of the Aunty Vera papers that's also on sale. That is Ambience. It's from the Bow Bunny Garden Grove collection. I've got to make sure I remember to say Garden Grove because we've got a place here called Golden Grove and I keep getting them mixed up, which is embarrassing. So yeah, so I've die cut with the egg die a piece of that and stuck it on the front of the white cardstock to make the card front. And a texture paste through a stencil, which is also on sale for this month. And it's Flower Bunch from Kaisercraft. Beautiful stencil and just works so well with the texture paste. And then I used Distress inks. I just dabbed them onto some plastic, sprayed a bit of water on top and used them like watercolour paints. And I love the way that turned out. So that's a beautiful little card as well. So that was my first project for Aunty Vera Scrap and Craft for the month of April. Now the next one I decided to use, it was a pack of layered chipboard pieces from Bow Bunny that are absolutely beautiful. So I thought I'd try my hand at making Easter cards, which I've never done before. And this is the first one I made. So I used some plain cream cardstock. Oh, this one opens up that way. And it's about, I think it was about 5 inches by 5. And these were the layered chipboard pieces. Just absolutely gorgeous they are. So I had this paper that I got from a second-hand shop, and that's what you can see behind. I love the colour of it, so I used that to back on the front and then put the layered chipboard pieces on, and then you can see underneath I had some really downy white and yellow feathers. So I put them there just to soften it a bit, and I love the way it turned out. So simple, but with those chipboard pieces, really effective. So that's the first one. And then the second one I made was this one, and that's using the Tranquility papers from the Garden Grove collection. There, I nearly said it wrong again. So that's one of the chipboard pieces. And then that was the paper, and I just fussy cut the flowers with the butterflies out. Love the way that turned out. Now the letters on that one and that one are a die that I have here. So I just punched or used the die cut to cut the letters out, and then I used some Inca gold with my fingertip just to get some gold on there. And then with this one I inked it with, I can't remember the colour. It wasn't seedless grape, it was I think I've got it in the top of my, I reckon it was this one, which is seedless preserves. Yeah, it was. I always say seedless grape because that's what you buy in the shop. And use that just to colour up those letters. So I love the way that one turned out, and that one opens up that way. And then I had a couple of the chipboard pieces left, so I decided to make a tag. So I used some plain green cardstock, and then I topped it with, that is the that is the spring paper from the Garden Grove collection. Really nice. So I inked around the edges and put the 2 chipboard pieces on and another one of my yellow feathers. And then I found some secondhand raffia that I had here, so I tied that on and it just worked perfectly. So it's quite a big tag. I love the way it turned out. So they were my projects thus far for Aunty Vera Scrap and Craft, and now I've got to get on with my next one. So take care everyone, I hope you're doing well, stay sane, and I will see you soon. Bye.